Thursday's first video for you is firstly Somalia, where lower house of the parliament has elected a new speaker. Two rounds of voting were held. Who is the new speaker? Is he from Farmajo camp or from opposition camp? Is this election a blow to Farmajo, Abdullahi Farmajo, who wants another term in office? Or is this election of the new speaker is an indication that Farmajo could also be re-elected? Secondly, Getachew Reda is not happy with the DW. DW is a Tigray-backed news source. It shares videos, pictures, articles. DW's Facebook page has published an article with which Getachew Reda is not happy. What is this article about? And lastly, viewers, Oromia government forces are doing exactly the same which Ethiopian National Defense Force did when they laid siege to Tigray in November 2020. We have a new story from East Guji zone of Oromia. We know that more than 2 weeks ago, a military operation against the Oromo Liberation Army (OLA) was launched. No considerable gains announced by the government forces now. That is why perhaps this new strategy has been adopted in East Guji zone of Oromia against the Oromo Liberation Army. Firstly, we are Somalia, where we know that on Tuesday, upper house speaker was elected. Then on Wednesday, a lower house speaker was due to be elected. Before that, we saw tensions. Somalia's police chief said that the election should be postponed, and he said that he was not in a position to guarantee this electoral process's safety. Then PM Roble intervened. He passed orders that African Union forces take over the security of election venue, which was a hangar of Air Force. Election was held just 2 hours ago. 2 rounds of voting were held to elect new speaker of lower house of Somalia's parliament. In the first round of the voting, no candidate succeeded in getting 50% votes. That is why a second round of the voting was held. In the second round, there were 2 candidates, Sheikh Adan Madobe and Hassan Abdi Noor. In the first round, Sheikh Adan Madobe got 74 votes and Hassan Abdi Noor got 98 votes. But in the second round, surprisingly, Sheikh Adan Madobe got 163 votes. From 74, he managed to get 163 votes. And Sheikh Abdi Noor's support declined. In the first round, he got 98. In the second round, he got 89 votes. So Sheikh Adan Madobe has been elected as the Speaker of Somalia's lower house of the parliament. He has worked as Speaker in the past as well. From 2007 till 2010, he worked as the Speaker. Now, question is, who was supporting Sheikh Adan Madobe and who was supporting Hassan Abdi Noor in terms of Farmajo and opposition camps? Reportedly, Hassan Abdi Noor, the candidate who lost, was supported by Abdullahi Farmajo, Somalia's president, who wants another term in office. And Sheikh Adan Madobe was backed by opposition candidates. So, the candidate who has been elected as the Speaker of the lower house is backed by opposition a blow to Farmajo. Farmajo wants another term, but it seems that Abdi Hashi's election as upper house speaker and Sheikh Adan Madoube's election as lower house speaker indicate that Farmajo is going to face a tough time in the coming presidential election in coming days. Can Farmajo be re-elected for another term? That remains to be seen, but most experts say that Farmajo camp seems to be weak. Let's see. Secondly, viewers, Getachew Reda, Tigray presidential spokesperson, is not happy with DW, which is a Tigray-backed news source. It has a Facebook page, it shares videos, pictures, and articles about Tigray. Why is Getachew Reda not happy with DW? DW's Facebook page published a piece with which Getachew is not happy. This piece claims rather, that Debretsion Gebremichael, Tigray president, talking to media, said that withdrawal was wrong. Withdrawal from Debre Birhan, withdrawal from Amhara, from Afar, it was wrong because conditions have not been met. That is why the decision was wrong. Now, Getachew Reda has clarified that this claim made by a contributor who wrote this piece on Facebook page is incorrect. Debretsion never said that the withdrawal from Debre Birhan, Amhara or Afar was wrong. So a wrong, incorrect statement is being attributed to Debretsion Gebremichael. Secondly, Getachew is criticizing DW as well. He says that DW publishing such reckless story is not a matter of freedom of expression. It's plain irresponsibility. Very strong words used by Getachew Reda against Tigray-backed news source DW. So, what does this indicate, this statement of Getachew? It means that Tigray is not saying that it is unhappy with the aftermath or with the developments which have followed the withdrawal of Tigray forces from Amhara and Afar. It means that Tigray is not going to launch a military offensive in coming days. That is how I am seeing Getachew's words. Since he is denying any Debretsion statement that withdrawal was wrong, that conditions have not been met, it means that a military offensive from Tigray Defense Force is not imminent. Still, Tigray wants to see the outcome of its recent decisions regarding the withdrawal of its forces from Amhara and Afar. Lastly, viewers, the strategy which was adopted by the government forces to lay siege to Tigray is now being emulated in Oromia region of Ethiopia as well. In Oromia, we know that a military campaign against the Oromo Liberation Army started around 3 weeks ago. No signs of any major progress so far shown by government forces. And now government forces are laying siege to some areas which are OLA's strongholds. We have received some information from southern part of Oromia, East Guji zone. Guji is seen as a stronghold of Oromo Liberation Army. Here reportedly a strategy has been adopted. It has been finalized that complete siege will be laid to a zone. Name of the zone is East Guji zone. Here it has been decided that this zone should be put under complete siege. No water, no food is being allowed into East Guji. Power cut off, telecommunication services suspended, telecommunication services not working, internet shut down as well. So what we saw in Tigray, that in Tigray there was a siege, a blockade, food was not allowed to enter Tigray, food aid. There was no electricity, no telecommunication services, no internet. Same is happening in East Guji zone of Oromia, where reportedly security forces have been directed to complete their operations within a short period of time. Pressure is increasing upon government forces that how long will they take to complete this operation against Oromia? Because when this operation was launched, it was said that it would take around a month to completely eliminate OLA, but it has not happened so far. That is why perhaps now such measures are being taken, that siege is being laid to some parts of Oromia. Thank you for watching.